Hey my friends, it's your boy Banner, and I'm taking the opportunity to do a little bit of relaxing work. I have these 3 pots filled with little potential trees, and these are trees that are going to be planted into one forest. The species of tree is Premna, and this is a weird species. The leaves could shrink all the way down to this, and they could be as big as this. Look at that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put these into one forest, but today I'm not gonna do any big set of taping, to be very honest. I'm just going to show you a before and after. So this is one batch of trees. This has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 1, 2, 3. Accounting bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, this is 7. This is 1. And this other one has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in there. 11. So I'm going to do some pruning, my friends. So this is the before. When you see it again, you go see the after. I just want to relax, not think, not talk, not anything, and just work at my own pace. So I finished with one bunch of trees, and I took off quite a lot. I had to make some, I wouldn't say tough choices, but necessary choices with some necessary cuts to bring them, or to try to bring them into some kind of scope.
Should I go meet my mom?
Sure. Walk, please. How's my son? I'm leaving this abnormality here. I may take it off later, but right now I'm leaving it weird too. I'm leaving it a little weird. Sometimes weird is good. Sometimes. I had to make a cut here, hoping that something comes out here so that, we could foster something. But I tried to remove all the massive growth from in the potential apex or apices or whatever the word is. This was the toughest one, and still is the toughest one, because if you look at its crossing branches, which could result in a bit of inverse taper here. But I'm wondering, I should take one. Should I take off if I take off the bigger one and try to foster the smaller one? Let's see how that goes. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off the bigger one and try to foster the smaller one. And after that, I'm going to move on to the other trees. Okay, so I took it off, opting for the smaller branch, and all of these are in development. Now looking at this here, this has a weird old branch coming up here. Comes and it makes a curve and it goes around, and it's a kind of a weirdo. Then you have this guy here who's shooting out on the side, and he is pretty strong. So I'm thinking I could probably, sorry for the bad camera work, I'm holding the camera in my hand. I think I should probably take him off, and then we could move on, because it's a little distracting. So I took it off. Is that better? Yeah. And I could cut this back to foster something closer. Yeah. That's what we are doing. Moving on. Okay, so here we are with the next bunch of trees. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my time and go through each tree, cutting back, bringing it back to a place where we could work on its development. And the thing is to, when these start to give me new growth, take them all out and repot them into one nice composition. Yeah, so there we go. So I'm putting on the camera just to talk just a little. I mean, I don't need to explain. At least I don't think so. But you know, sometimes you don't feel like talking too much. You just want to come out and work on your plants and make your mistakes and not have to explain away and overthink it and all these things. And sometimes doing a video for me does lead to those things. I don't know if it does happen to anybody else, but I know for me, sometimes you tend to overthink things and I have to explain and I don't just flow. Sometimes I just want to flow and be at peace with myself in my own thoughts. If I cut badly, I cut badly. Oh, well, no worries at all. You know? But yeah, today, my friends, is the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And my wife just got home and she brought me some soup and she said, "Happy Valentine's." And my response was, me that Valentine's thing now. If I can't treat you well throughout the entirety of the year, why am I going to fake for one day? My thing is, it's for my wife to be my Valentine every day of the year, not for one day. And to go and kill a flower, because when you pick it dead, at least this is how I see it. Right? Other people will disagree and that's fine. You know, treat people good throughout the year. Make them your Valentine every day. Do your best. You ain't go get right all the time. You're going to have some rough days. Everybody has rough days, but you're happening. Do the best that you could when you could do it. You know? And let me see how it go. So that is the extent of my vlog. I'm talking. So going back to doing what I'm doing. As you can see, I have some pretty straight trunks for forest material. It's just to develop the canopies or the tops or whatever the case is. And yeah, we're going with that. So going back to this, and when you come back, you will see what I was able to do. So this is the final guide that I'm going to work on. I'm going to prune up. He has a decent root spread. Watch that. He fancy too bad. He fancy too bad. He has outgrown the pot quite a lot. So I'm going to remove all the dead items and just give this an overall prune. Nothing fancy. Nothing too out of the way. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if this will go into the forest, but when I reach that bridge, I will cross it. So on with the work. Alright, my friends, so I'm finished with the work for today. This is what I've taken off. Right? I don't want no more of this species, so I'm not going to even bother to stick anything. I've pruned everybody back. The only guy that I haven't pruned so much is this guy. He's the weakest in this bunch here. Everybody on this side was pruned, and what I notice as being notorious with this particular species is that it gives you bar branches. So you had to choose one. Otherwise, you're going to get inverse taper. So I've pruned everybody back. And what I'm thinking, and I pruned back this guy in the back here. Just removing one or two little things, giving him a kind of a top prune, and removing the excessive roots from the base of the pot. What I'm thinking is that I'm going to plant them into one forest composition with two sides. This crop on one side, this crop on the other side, with a separation in between. If he is going into the composition, he may be a standalone as part of it, or he may go into something else. As it stands right now, he doesn't necessarily match up with this composition, so he may be moved, and I might just go with these two. But the thing is to keep this crop on one side, keep this crop on the other side, and not mix them all up together. I think that is going to look a bit better. I think. We will see. When we reach that bridge, we will cross it. Other than this, my friends, I have a few other bodies of work to do in terms of creating forests. Because I really want to get good at making forests and having some really nice, comprehensive, nice looking penging type situations. Sometime last year, I collected some Manila tamarind seeds, and I planted the seeds, and all the seeds germinated. What that means is that I have a lot. I gave away a lot, and I still have a lot. Let me just show you what is happening. So this has 2 in it. This is 1. Right? Well, I like my little experiment in the back there. That is a water jasmine root cutting that I was growing, and I've since last week planted it over this rock into this pot. So let's see if that does anything. I added a bit of wire, as you could see, to maintain the curvature and the contour, not the contours, but to maintain the character that the supposed trunk is coming with. So instead of having a straight branch, no, I added some wire. Granted, I could have used the clip and group method, but I tried my hand with this wire thing. Let's see how that works out. Anyways, I'm talking about Manila tamarind. So I have these, and let me show you the rest. So these are the rest of them, and as you could see, this one particular one grows all the way up and over into the neighbor yard. I have to be very careful because this is a thorny species. Thorns are not nice at all. But I don't know how much I have planted into this growing pot, this tile pot. These tile pots are working out really very nicely. Really, really very nicely. If you don't have the money to buy a pot, you could use old discarded tiles and make a pot. Anyways, I have these inside this pot, and I don't know how much inside here. I really don't know. I don't know if to start working on them as is now, or to take them out of this and put them into something a little bit wider to give them a little bit more room to grow. But I have some work to do. Alright. Anything else I want to show you, boy? This is another Premna that I have, a root over a rock. You hearing that? It take good and proper. I put it into this. This is something that you would have seen in the past, and the roots have gone out and gone into this this tile pot, and this is doing nicely. The only thing that I have to do is to generate foliage in the center here so that it doesn't have this sink. It has a sink going down, and I need to generate foliage inside here. Right? Other than that, my friends, I have a lot of things happening, and one day at a time. That is all I can say. One day at a time. You know, so on that note, my friends, as I usually say, be good to yourself, be good to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. And remember that our planet, our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. I'm showing all the things as I'm walking down. Rain trees, I have a lot of rain trees to work on. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. If not for ourselves, let's do it for the future generations. So remember, guys, click that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other ideas. I am up for ideas. So, I will see you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.